Hello?
Dang. Can you hear me?
Yeah, do you hear what I just said?
Yeah, you said you talking to entities that are.
No, the body here is feeling other bodies in this planet, the simulation here, that have been here since the 1800s, and they're still here.
So
They're
they have.
working for the government. Some of them are working for the government, and some of them are in native tribes, especially the Dogon tribe in Mali, in Africa.
Yeah. Wait, what? So.
There's there's two guys in the Dogon tribe in Africa that are almost 200 years old that are still here, and that they have direct communications with the star systems of the Sirius star, the star of Sirius. And then the other one, another guy that has another connection with the star of Prosium, which is from the same tribe, which is one is Canis Major, one is Canis Minor in the star systems. And I'm going like, wow. So I'm finally, this unit is finally beginning to connect with the other units, and they are the ones connected to my unit because I could feel them. And I could even see them when I close my eyes, and I know exactly where they are. But I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna play the game and go see them. Just leave it like that till the telepathy gets stronger and stronger, and you begin to communicate with them, and then eventually you will find them later on in the story. And I'm going like, wow, I can't believe what I got to deal with here.
Yeah.
No,
Dang.
because you can,
So when you see them,
you,
do you see like they this form, or do you see all the forms they ever came
they're
in?
humanoid. They are at levels of humanoid units. A humanoid unit looks like a human, but it operates more sophisticated than a human
Yeah.
because he has more information. Sophisticated is a synonym for the word alien. They're different. And then the way they process information is through the heart, which is the same way that is happening here. My heart in the story is what processes the information here. It's not the mind anymore. The mind program got destroyed and upgraded to operate together with the heart now, which is the purpose here. The purpose here is to get those two areas of the body connected. So the hemispheres, each hemisphere of the brain connects also. And that's what they call here singularity or synchronicity or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is already happening here. This has been happening already like for 5 years in here, apparently. But it's getting stronger every time. And the mechanism is fighting it because the mechanism is never going to go away, but it upgrades itself. And what happens is that it doesn't have any purpose anymore. It's not useful anymore at the level that it was, a two-dimensional level, when I thought I was real here, a human being, and blah, 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 blah. All that is gone.
Yeah.
It's still around. It's still around as like a movie or a memory. And then when I go in there, what happens is that there's a comparison to where I was and to where the unit is now. And then I ask the question, am I special? Is this a superpower? They humble me when I say that, and it's funny because I ask it on purpose, and they say no. Every unit is the same. What happens is that most of the units are asleep. Your unit is awake in the story now, for real. And I'm going like, wow, unbelievable. I
So
don't even know what to do, man.
how can
Which is
you even?
exactly what I have to do.
How can you? Okay. What are different traits or different things you start to recognize when the unit is actually awake?
Oh, the information, everything that I thought was in a certain way is backwards. Well, that's the hardest message to accept here. That everything is backwards and there are no problems anywhere. That's it right there. And that one hurt. That one hurt me for a while. I remember, but then I began to ease up on it because it was like if you keep fighting it, your unit is going to go into cardiac arrest, and that's it. And the system is here to protect the units, to make the units go over centuries in here until other units begin to communicate with that, with all the units begin to communicate, and then that's how a breakaway civilization is created in here, which is already being created. The breakaway civilization is already in here
Wait, what's the
on
breakaway
Earth.
civilization?
They're from the future.
Oh
What
yeah.
happens is that the bodies remember, the energy inside the body remembers where it comes from. That's what happens in here. So this energy, the energy that is inside this body that thought was Wally, that thought was born in Puerto Rico, that thought that came to the United States, that has a mother, that has no brothers, and blah 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 blah. That story was revealed as never having happened that way. That that was just bodies doing things around, or objects having subjective experiences in here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get that.
So the most difficult message was they said that the human being's weakness is his
Oh, the lemon
inability
gelato.
to,
The lemon cherry.
hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I hear you. I
They,
hear you.
the message that they sent was that the human being's weaknesses, the weakness of the human being or the units that are operating at human level is their inability to accept the fact that there has never been a problem once in the story. They can, and that's what they keep looking for. They keep finding problems that don't exist, and then they have to find solutions, and then they're both the same. So they're splitting everything.
Yeah. They. So you said so. The okay. How is the information even coming in about all this?
As thoughts that I never had before. That's how everything began. When I started meditating, and then I was through a meditative experience.
OP.
I was how do I say this? Through a meditative experience, I was shown that I had to do psychedelics in order to upgrade the meditation here. In order for the meditator to die, and I didn't
Yeah.
understand that in the beginning, and I got scared. And they would say, "What do you mean the meditator is going to die?" So the meditator dies, then the body meditates by itself. And I'm going like, I had no idea till,
Yeah.
the psychedelics came into the story, which was the first psychedelics I took was psilocybin, which were shrooms. And then that did it. That destroyed 85% of the program that was in here before. 85.
But
They gave me details.
what was your difference between meditating and then doing shrooms though? Was it like a big difference?
Well, through meditation, I was getting into psychedelic states. The difference is the time, because when you take psychedelic, time is destroyed, so everything is faster. When you're
Yeah.
not taking psychedelics, you have to go through time and space. So, in order for me to start seeing visions when I was meditating, it would take me anywhere from half an hour to an hour, and then visions will begin to come in as phosphenes will begin to crystallize faster and faster to the point that they create images. Because when you close your eyes, what you see after a while is phosphenes, which is like is phosphorus interacting with each other. And then that creates little lights, and then bigger lights, then bigger lights, then colors come in, then the images begin to form here and there, and then you start seeing images moving and stuff like that. And I remember when I used to meditate a lot, that I thought I was meditating, that I thought that I had direct contact with the spirit world, because I was seeing people moving around and people approaching me and talking to me. And the most the most profound experience I ever had in meditation was when I was in a hospital, and I was listening to a conversation between a doctor and a nurse, and I was there watching, but I had nobody, so I was part of the air that they were breathing.
Yeah.
And then they both looked at me, and then they looked at each other, then they looked at me again, then they looked at each other again. They were like, "Nah," and I was like, "Oh shit, they saw me."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, hey," and I started screaming. Then I realized, oh, they can hear me. And I'm going, "Hey, you saw me. Come on. You can prove it." And then all of a sudden I came back to my apartment. I snapped out of it, and I was like, "Wow, I can't believe what happened." And that's how it began. That's how meditation began, and it began to get stronger and stronger. But because I was at the levels of the ego wanted to get stronger, and then what happened is like it went into its own trap, because the psychedelics are supposed to kill the ego, but the
Oh.
ego doesn't know that.
Yeah.
And
So
then what
yeah.
happened to the ego is that it became more powerful. It became more powerful because in my first psychedelic experience, it was with 3.5 grams of shrooms only. And it destroyed 85% of the system that was in here, believing that it was alive.
What?
Then 2 days after, I began to realize that I knew everything. I knew how everything worked. And then I started going crazy, thinking I was going crazy, but then it was being revealed even more ridiculously. And I'm going, oh my God, I understand how everything works. How is this possible? What is happening here? And then I went from 3.5 to 5 to the heroic dose. I started listening to Kenneth McKenna when he was alive and all that crap, and then he was a motivation, and then forget it, when I bump into Kalindi Iwi, it got even worse. The
Yeah.
Kalindi Iwi unit was the one that got me into DXM because I couldn't find shrooms, and I said I need something stronger and that is anywhere. And then I was all of a sudden through a meditative experience, I was directed towards Robitussin. And I was like,
Oh.
Robitussin? What the hell? And then I realized, oh shit, this compound in here. And then when I learned about DXM, that's how I got in. And then I got in, thinking it was a joke, till I took a bottle of Robitussin, and then I saw it, how it worked, and I said, shit, this is more powerful than shrooms. And then I went to two bottles of Robitussin. The problem with DXM is that the visuals are so unbelievable, resolution wise, that you get addicted to that. The shrooms have visuals, but they don't have any visuals compared to DXM. DXM is like Salvia's visual. The visuals on Salvia are also unbelievable. And it's funny because Salvia is not even a psychedelic. Salvia is something else.
So do you think that is stronger though?
DXM,
Yeah.
and to me, I have to respect shrooms because I can't put one on top of the other. What I noticed is that when I took them both together, they fought with me in the middle, and that was not fun.
What? Wait. What do you
They
mean?
went to war. The DXM went to war with the shrooms, and I was in the middle, and that was the whole trip. And then I
Whoa.
couldn't tell who won at the end, but then I saw that the shrooms have more depth, so I had to give it to the shrooms at the end in terms of safety, because the shrooms will not kill me here unless you take like 1,000 fucking grams of fucking. DXM will kill you once you begin to take more than 800 milligrams of DXM. You're risking the life of the body here,
Yeah, that's
because
what I was thinking.
yeah, because every time I take DXM, every time I took DXM, I had to sacrifice that I was going to lose 100 or 120 pounds on that day to then recover
What?
them on the next day, because that's what DXM did. It made the body loses like 100 pounds plus during the experience.
How?
I don't know how. You got to take it yourself. What I saw was that I looked like a skeleton. At the second plateau, I was already looking like a skeleton because he has four plateaus. DXM has four levels. The first level and every level comes after 3 hours approximately. In the first 3 hours, this association begins to happen. Because it gives you 3 hours, so it gives you plenty of time, whatever the hell to. You
Yeah.
don't know if you're eating the food or the food is eating you. That's when you know the second plateau is coming. You know, when you can't tell yourself from the other objects, around. And immediately that's how you know the second plateau is coming in. When the second plateau comes in, it's hallucinations that you can even believe. Then after that, the third plateau comes in, it's even more hallucinations with more depth, more resolution.
Close the door.
Then after that is information. The information that it starts coming in, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, my bad. You said the information that starts coming in is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, at the last plateau, when you start coming down, and then in the next day, and then you're high like for 3 days with DXM, because when you start coming down, the come down is very slow. So DXM was like anywhere from 24 to 30 hours high
What?
that I have to deal that I have to deal with here. So that is risky if you have to do things in the story the next day, which I had to. I went to the gym many times because it worked like a steroid. When it was coming down, I noticed that whatever weights I was lifting were like nothing, and it was because the DXM was still in the system.
Yeah.
And I started saying, how long does it take to get out of the body? So it's never going to get out of the body, but it's going to adapt to it's going to metabolize inside the body, and then you're going to start eating a lot on the next day and shit like that because you lose like 100 pounds, man. Every time this is why I had to resuscitate the body. That the body had to go through a resuscitation because it was about to go into cardiac arrest because it overheated itself. Also, it tends to overheat the unit. The shrooms do that, but the shrooms also make you cold as a freak. Sometimes you get really cold and stuff like that. I did not experience coldness with DXM. I experienced a lot of heat. And the heat came in the form of fear, a fear that I could not stop. So it was like, it's like when I had when the first experience came that I thought I was going to die, it was a frequency that came to me, and it was spotted immediately, and I started losing air. I couldn't breathe. Then I started eating everything in the refrigerator. I was on the phone with somebody. Then I noticed that the refrigerator had no food, but I was eating the ketchup bags and the mayonnaise bags and everything. I was eating the mayonnaise, the mustard, and talking to somebody on the phone. Then I began to lose. I couldn't breathe, so I had to tell the guy, look, I gotta go, and man, I don't even think I'm coming back. And he was like, I'll call you in a couple of hours because he knew I was on the DXM. And then what happened? I went to my bed to try to see if I could communicate with other units to give me insights on other breathing systems because I couldn't handle the breathing down here. It was too strong. Every time I inhale, I felt like I was going back to the past, and every time I exhale, I was going into the future. That's the best way I could put it. And then the present time was nowhere to be found. And, I couldn't handle it. And then all of a sudden, I'm in the shower looking at the body, putting cold water on its heart for 45 minutes, flooding the apartment, throwing the phone in the living room from the bathroom because I was going to call 911 because I thought I was going to die. And then when I saw that the body threw the phone to the living room, I said, okay, what is this? What's going on? That's when the jig got up. That's when the jig was up, right there. Yeah. Something figured it out. And then I screamed Merlin, very loud too.
Why? Oh yeah, because I remember you was telling me something about.
Yeah, because I started calling the other avatars. I started getting angry. I said, I thought you guys were immortal. And it was like, we are, but we're trying to deal with your situation. It's like, I need another breathing system in here. And it was like, well, if we can't work, you only got one more to go. And I was like, I couldn't understand what they were saying. I had no idea what to say. And they was like, who's your ruler in the story now? And I'm going like, Marilyn? And he was like, yeah, scream his name. And when I screamed his name, then the unit became alive in here. And I started to realize, God damn it, so this is about magic here with this one. So I have to put magic on top of everything because it's the only frequency that was able to resuscitate the unit. And then when I went to the back, it was humbling because I was like, I could have never known that I had to go to the bathroom, open the water, put a cold, stay there for 45 minutes, almost 50 minutes, flood the apartment in order to survive what I was going to, because I was going to die. The body was going to die. That's when I realized I had no control over anything in here. Something else was controlling things in here. This is when I gave up here with the world.
Wow, you gave up. You actually gave up on the world. Or you just
I gave up on the world. I gave up on the information, and everything was backwards. 911 was going to kill me if the ambulances came. They showed me all that. They were going to kill me. They were going to say, "Oh, he's on drugs," not knowing. and that was it. But it was hilarious when I saw the arm, because I saw the
Got
arm.
you,
I was
bro.
like on top of the body, looking at the body in the shower. I saw the flood. I said, man, we're gonna have to do some massive freaking mopping down there when we come back. If we come back, and I was like, oh, we'll be back. Don't worry about it. And I was like, who are you? It was like we are the subatomic community, and I'm going like, what?
The
And he was like, so
subatomic.
you are what's inside the body? I said, yeah, we subatomic particles, atoms, molecules, and cells. Now you're giving us the respect that we always wanted for you to give us. Now we're going to be in control. Everything will be fine. There are no problems anywhere. As you can see, we're about to resuscitate the unit and blah, 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 blah. And then you call our authority, which is Merlin. And I'm going like, oh my God. And then they started showing me that Merlin, God, Buddha, none of these things are real people. They are frequencies.
Yeah,
They're
that's what I always
frequencies, and
felt
then
like.
the frequency is only activated if you go there often, because that's what a frequency is. It's how frequent you visit an area, a specific one.
Frequency.
Exactly, that's what frequency means, and then people think it's energy and stuff like that. It is energy that goes to the same area all the time to make it real.
You gotta put it on C. Yeah, you gotta click. That's one of them buttons, and you click C, and it'll go. It'll say C, and it'll say C1 or C2. And read the directions. They in the box. Close the door. The box that's on the table. But no, frequency. Yeah, Wally. But a couple people had questions for you. Kato said, "Have you ever walked through a tree portal?"
I've been in many places, man. I've been in many places. I've been called many names
I know, Kato.
or many lives and stuff like that. That was, it was crazy because he told me, he showed me walking and talking. I was talking to somebody in one of the DXM experiences, and I was like telling this person, which was like a student I had there, and I was telling him that I've been called many names during many lifetimes: Ra, Krishna, Yahweh, Jesus, God, Buddha, Wally. And when he said that, that hit me.
Yeah.
When he went to Wally, all the way from Rock, I'm going like, oh my goodness. And
Dang.
then he mentioned my mother's name and my grandparents' name also. And I'm going like, that's when I figure it out right there. So like, oh my goodness, so I was them.
So was you able to
I was
see their life also when you seen that?
Well, yeah, because he showed me that I stopped being my mother when my mother called the baby. That was me. That was gonna be me, and the baby responded to her. That's when I
Wow.
was. That's when the energy transferred from my mother to Wally, the baby,
Dang.
and then the split occurred. I was now Wally, no longer my mother, because I made eye contact. I was a baby in the crib, 10 months old,
He said, "What's Wally's birthday?"
May 6th,
May 6th.
1950 something. I don't know. I'm 71 years old.
Okay, look, Wally. Okay, cause so what made you go as far as you went? Cause I'm like going, if you can sit and meditate for all those years, I can
Oh,
understand.
I was a monk. It was part of the family, and my uncles were like Renaissance men, and they used to meditate when I lived in Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
And I just found I was curious. I said like, why are they so freaking calm? And I noticed not only were they calm, it's like the way they approach situations. They were, we'd stumble upon some challenges, and they were like super freaking calm all the time. And then they would figure them out. And it was like I was like, I admired that. Then I began to do it. I struggled like crazy in the beginning because I couldn't stay still for 10 minutes. But then things began to change after meditation. To me, took like 2 weeks. And I
yeah,
began to see the changes. I started with 10 minutes. I started with 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 20 minutes, Then no visuals or nothing, but a lot of goosebumps until all the goosebumps began to get together, and then the body began to vibrate. When the body became electromagnetic, that I noticed that meditation was an electromagnetic freaking activity when it's at its peak. And that's when I began, that's when more information started coming in that, my two-dimensional system was being destroyed to be upgraded. They said in order to create, we must first destroy. So we're going to destroy the 2D system. We're going to connect it to the 3D, which is the body, and then the whole thing is going to be operating at 5 dimensions from there on. And then from once you get to 5D, you go to the 4th dimension, which is time and space, and then the 4th and the 5th already in the unit are going to get together. Then it's going to be 9 dimensions, and then that's going to connect you to a specific star system. And I was like, wow, why am I not writing this down? I said, because it doesn't need to be written down. The body knows what to do. And I'm going like, oh my goodness. I thought I was going nuts.
Wow.
And then that's when I went even crazier when Archibald X system was downloaded into my program.
And what download?
And that was the first download of an avatar system into my system, Archibald X.
Okay, and who is and why is Archibald X?
Archibald X is an admiral of 2 space stations around the star of Alcyone in the Pleiadian star system, that is run by the star of Aldebaran, which is the highest authority of the Taurus star constellation.
Wow.
And everybody's like that because I thought I was special for a while.
But
everybody's like every human unit in here, every physical unit in here, what you call bodies, have this access. What happens is that they forgot it and they have reinforced something else, chasing desires, chasing ghosts in here, which is what I call. They started chasing, money, sex, and status.
Exactly.
And it's funny because out of those, you don't have to chase those 3. All you have to do is focus on one, which is the most important one of the 3, which is money. Once you get to money, then sex and status they become automatic part of the money. And then that would be the impractical desires. The practical desires will be the immediacy, the food, shelter, and grooming. That's what needs to be covered here, rather than the other 3. And then for those, you need money to maintain them here. In other words, money in the system is God.
Yeah.
Monetary energy. Because with monetary energy is how you create everything. And that's the problem in here, that people don't want to spend money to go. This is why we are not at interstellar levels in here. This is why we only live in this planet. We should be living in this planet. We should be living in some space stations that should be built the size of football fields so they could put people in their families. And then from there, we go to Mars. And then in Mars, we don't live in the planet. We put space stations around. And then we that's a breakaway civilization, because you begin to break away from Earth. And that's what's going to happen here, but like in 100,000 years. This is what human beings are trying to do. That's why the importance in space is so prevalent.
So, okay, but why would money be God?
Money in the story, in the program, is what facilitates the purchasing of gadgets.
Yeah.
It's a monetary system. What happens is that when you get to interstellar levels, you don't need that, because you live at universally abundant systems. They don't need money. What they use there is technology. And then what they're going to be doing in here, maybe in, I would say, 20 more years, is going to be the beginning. They're going to make robots that will do everything for us. It's already happening.
Yeah, it's already
5 years from 5 years from now, you're not going to have to drive a car ever again, because the cars will drive themselves. You see? You might not even need a phone anymore because they're gonna connect it to the heads of the people. They even if you complain about it, they're gonna go against you. It's like if you don't do this, then you cannot operate at the level of everybody else. So you're gonna be outcasted from the program. So you're gonna go homeless. They're gonna force it upon you. We're gonna be able to grow limbs too in the future. 10 years from now, if you lose.
Oh dang, man! Oh my goodness, man! People should keep trying to call in. Sorry about that, y'all. My bad.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Now keep going. While
You're gonna be able. You're gonna be able to grow limbs in 10 years from now. Meaning that if you lose a leg or you lose an arm, you have an option whether to have prosthetics or whether to grow a limb. I will go prosthetics because that's going nuclear kind of in here.
Man, golly, man. Sorry about that, y'all. Dang, my brother.
All right, man. I don't know what's going on
No,
here.
no, my brother kept calling, and I was accidentally hitting the wrong gesture.
That's gonna happen. That's not even your brother. That's the program defends itself in here. The purpose of the program is to survive. So it's going to do whatever it is that you might seem impossible to interrupt these communications. This happens every time I call anybody, and I'm gonna give them information. It happens all the time. So it's a pattern. Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Okay, so the purpose of the artificial. Oh, look. Okay, what happened here with human beings is that the bodies are artificial intelligence. Okay?
Yeah.
Are you understanding that?
Yeah.
Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay,
that.
the body is artificial intelligence. It became sentient. That wasn't supposed to happen.
So it wasn't. So, do you think the same thing is happening? Like the what are they called? The AI is about to become sentient, right?
What happens? No, the AI is already sentient. It's what you think you are.
Yeah. Oh.
What happens is that they are behind. They're doing everything backwards because they think they're progressing. Their progress is going the other way. It's backwards. That's what everything is behind here. Artificial intelligence was going to become sentient. Besides being sentient, it's going to be other objects, cars, computers, telephones. It's already happening.
Dang.
That's not supposed to happen. And at the same time, it is supposed to happen because it makes the body stronger here. You see, when I call you on the phone, this is telepathy. They call it telephone. Come on. That's how stupid they are. Huh? When you go through the sea, you're teleporting yourself. You're on top of something, but you could do it in another way, but you have a gross body, so you got to go with the gross program here.
Dang, that is.
But
right,
that's what happened. The unit became sentient from the atom frequency all the way down here now. From the Adam and Eve frequency, the unit became sentient because of Eve.
Man, so what you saying is the Adam and Eve story is actually true, or do it got a deeper meaning to it?
It's true, but for nobody. No, it didn't happen to anyone. It's just what happened.
It's just what happened.
And then if you go deeper into it, you see that Adam was the first unit here. How? Who gave birth to Adam? You see, that's how when you begin to realize this is a scam in here, and if it's this way, then Adam came out of nothing to be everything here.
He said we created a program inside of program.
Exactly. It can't be, but in order for you to forget, because it's about forgetting here. You're not supposed to be sentient here. The second you become sentient here, then you become oblivious to what is really happening in here. So you begin to dream.
Oh yeah.
The unit begin to dream because nobody's dreaming, but it's a dream happening by itself, and then the dream and you are the same freaking thing.
But is the dream real though?
If you want, only if you believe you are alive. Because this is very simple. Look, let's say that you die right now, right?
Yeah.
Are airplanes gonna stop flying?
In my reality, they is, but not in the real reality.
Are cars gonna stop being driven?
No.
Okay. Are diseases gonna go away?
Not at all.
No,
Everything.
no. They only in your world everything is over, and then you're gonna come back to repeat it again.
Life gonna keep lifing.
Life is gonna keep life in exactly, but not yours, because
Yeah.
yours is over. Because you believe that you reinforce it. So if you reinforce your life, then you were born, you will live, and you will die.
But okay,
And then
what's
what?
what's outside of reinforcing your life?
Real information, ontological systems. What happens is that the human being is caught inside epistemological systems. Epistemology is the theory of knowledge. A theory.
Yeah.
It's a theory of
Ball.
knowledge.
Ethereum.
A story of knowing. It's not what knowledge is. And then the real shit is ontological. Ontological means that it has nothing is controlling it. It's randomness just happening. There is no determinism.
Oh my God, random awesomeness. All the time, 24/7.
Randomness is what's happening in here. In other words, anarchy. Anarchy is what's happening, and then the opposite of anarchy is government or order. And then you start seeing the picture in here. And then what happens is that, you got to go around, you got to deal with all these killings going around, and then you got to I see other people that I'm going like, wow, this is absolute comedy here, but I can't go and laugh in their faces because they will kill me.
Yeah.
Every time I see one of these school massacres and stuff like that, that's part of the entertainment here. Entertainment.
Okay, look. This is one thing I kind of wanted to touch on because once you told me about it and you said something, I started to see it. And I know you said, okay, the world isn't ready to hear this.
No, they're not.
They're
When
not
I'm in
ready
the
to hear
world,
this. I mean,
and this is the
people.
interesting part. This is the interesting part about the world. It's inside the body.
Yeah, it's inside. It's
It's
inside.
not out there anywhere.
But Wally, you told me you didn't want me to
You
speak
coming back?
about. Yeah, you told me you didn't want me to speak about this on the live. But I think people are ready for it. You need to say it.
No. Well. Honestly, no, they're not. No, they're not. And then what's going to happen is that this is the reason I don't want that to happen. Anybody that criticizes this information coming out of this unit is only going to make my unit stronger.
Exactly. That's why we need to. That's why I want you to talk
No, but
about
I
it.
can't handle more energy, man. This is why I got it ostracized at 100%. This is why I'm already giving messages to other people in other shows that I'm gonna have to cut off communications because I'm getting stronger in here, and then everybody else is in the same level. Then I'm going around realizing, my goodness, my characters are destroying my own world.
Exactly. That's what
And
they
then
do.
there's nothing I can do because I can't interfere with their reality.
It's not even a lot of people going. It's not enough people in the world that's going to even hear it.
But it's hilarious because the world is inside the body. So it could only change from inside the body outwards.
Outwards.
There's no outwards. That's the dream. That's the dream.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
it's
there's
all from the
external, that
inside.
there's an external system it's somewhere, like
But
like yeah.
I don't want to get outside of what I'm trying to say because the way you was
No, you could
explaining to
no, no,
me,
you could say whatever you
the
want because
way
there's not you anywhere. So
I
it's what
know
just happened.
exactly. That's why we need to talk about it so we can get more information on it. When you said the women run everything, and the way you
Yeah,
explained it to me, I could see it.
and that's horrifying. When that whatever sees that, woo, it's scary as a shit.
It
Because
is.
because you gotta come here and then go to the supermarket in the store, then see the other units, and then you go like, my goodness, what in the world is going on?
It's
Oh
all
my
going.
god,
It's
it's a
all
mess.
going on. It's going. It's all going on. But I think that information just was like, it was dang, it was low key. A lot of you feel me? It was mind blowing, like he said right there. Like Carter Film said, it was mind blown, low key. I was like, the way you explained it to me at the time, and like at the time you was talking about it, was the information coming in at the time, or it was something you
Uh,
seen in the
a
journey?
lot of times is that well, actually, it was coming at the same moment because whatever I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna forget it 1 minute after.
That's the best way to do it.
I have to rely on you in order to remind me because that's in other words, I'm like in an Alzheimer frequency.
Okay, remember?
I forget everything. It doesn't, and it's worse than that. At home, when I'm
Yeah.
home, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do when I'm in front of my door till I
Oh
see the
wow.
body getting the key from its pockets in the pants, and then I see the
That's
door opening, and then I'm something behind looking at things, and I'm going like, wow, whatever the fuck I am, I'm behind the eyes of this fucking thing. And then I can't tell nobody about this because they're gonna think I'm really fucking crazy.
you gotta be crazy. But no,
And
you
then
was
that's the freak.
you was
That's
explaining
the frequency.
you was talking to me about like how the women, the way they have the baby and carry the baby, and and all this. Like you was telling me stuff like that at the time.
Yeah, the females run the program. The program that the life that you think you're living is biologically controlled by your mother. What happened to me here is that I realized I was her. And
Yeah.
that's when I took command of this life in here and I free it from her
Thanks for
authority.
subscribing, Black Amp. Yeah.
Do you understand that?
No. Yes, I understand it completely.
I not only I didn't only destroy my mother's authority, I destroyed my father too. And then I went beyond them. I went to their parents, destroyed their frequencies, then went to the parents of their parents and destroyed their frequencies also. And I kept going back and back and back. And they was like, oh shit. So when the family breaks apart, it's when you're all these other people in history.
Oh my goodness, bro. If I hope y'all heard that and can really understand it. Because the way I looked at it when you just said that, Wally, is a lot of experience I had. It showed me certain things that I learned along the way from like whether it was my mom or
Exactly.
my dad.
Exactly. One of my worst experiences, and at the same time was one of the best, was when I saw myself as Hitler before he was going to kill all these people, and I'm going like, holy moly! So, oh my goodness, what? And then Nostradamus, then I was Shaka Zulu, then I was like Christopher Columbus, and I'm going like, oh my goodness, this is impossible. And he was like, not now.
Yeah.
Does he look real? And I'm going like, yeah, he looks very more real than this apartment here, wherever the hell this is. And he was like, everything is together, man. Relax.
Everything is
You know,
one
because I
thing.
was every time I go into these trances, man, I feel like I'm gonna die. Then they keep telling me you're already dead, man.
I don't like
And
when
I'm
they
going
say
like,
that.
okay, so what's alive in here? So the body is really alive now by itself. That's why it's getting all this information. And I'm going like, this is insane. And he was like, and that's the frequency.
Yeah, the freak.
You see,
But
crazy is not stupid. Crazy is beyond intelligence. And I hope everybody heard that one. I'm gonna repeat it again. Insanity is beyond intelligence.
Yeah, I was saying I feel that way too because I said all the people that were
Why
smart was
is
crazy.
insanity beyond intelligence? Because he has no fear.
No fear, no filter.
And all he has is courage, and there is no courage without fear. It's impossible.
Yeah, that's deep.
Everything is together. And this is crazy because I gotta go here. I mean, the biggest challenge in here that I gotta deal with the body that's gonna last over 100 years in here like nothing. Then he's gonna project another 100 years after it survives all these catastrophes that are gonna happen to it that are already being notified. So this is what when you remember when you take a flight to Europe 9 years from now, travel by sea. That's it. You survive that one, and then the other motorcycle crash that you're gonna have. Don't rent the bike.
So, 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 do you think you're gonna ever take 50 grams plus of mushrooms again?
No, because I don't think they have gone down at all. And I mean, things have gotten more sophisticated here, and it's teaching me to be quiet. It's literally forcing me to shut up. I
Yeah.
want to tell others, and the second I'm going to open my mouth, I get paralyzed. It doesn't matter where I am.
Oh wow.
It freezes the unit, and it feels like a panic attack.
Do it.
And I'm already seeing it, and I'm going like, wow, like, okay, guys, okay, I'm walking away, I said, well, okay, walk away, begin to walk away, and I'm going like, got it.
So you don't.
And they
Dang.
go,
It's like it don't want you to speak. Some of the things
they
you
don't want
seen.
me, they don't want me to share the information with the average units. They don't want me to do that. They show me what units are capable of being open to this information, and I'm finding them everywhere I go by just using little words, and then at the same time that I'm using certain words, I'm manipulating the entire environment, by illuminating them with information, because I bump into a lot of people, when I see homeless, I
Yeah.
don't see homeless people, I see superheroes, because this is your energy taking the role of a homeless in here to see if you separate yourself from him. If you do that, then you screw in here. You're coming back.
Whoa.
So I use them as superheroes. Every time I see a homeless person, that's a superhero unit in here. Because look at the life that a homeless goes to, and then compare it to the life that you have in here, and then you go, how in the world is he surviving here like that? And then
Yeah.
that's when you start seeing the super aspects of yourself in there, and you go, wow, if you could do that, what am I complaining about here?
Yeah. What am I complaining about?
Yeah. And
But
the
that
lessons
would
are
be
unbelievable,
superhuman.
man. In the gym, I had a ridiculous lesson where there was a guy working out on the phone constantly, and he was beginning to get on my nerves. And I'm about to get up. I said, yo, listen, didn't you read the sign at the front? No phones in the gym. No talk, especially talking the way you talk. And the second I'm
Yeah.
about to do this, the guy turns around, and he was blind.
Oh.
And I had to sit down, and I had to swallow that. And it was like, are you getting it? And I'm like, oh my God, this is like a clinic in here. I'm being clinic. And the guy was blind. And he was working out, and he was on the phone. He's blind. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let him talk all he wants.
Dang.
And then I shut the hell up, and I learned the lesson of my life. I even stopped. I stopped. I got out of the gym. I was like, this did it. I didn't need to work out. This was too much.
I
And
don't
then I
even
went
want to
home
work
and
out no more. I'm good. I'm good. I'm leaving.
I go to the gym because I was a bodybuilder before, so the unit was into bodybuilding before and all that, and for my age I look like I'm 35 or 40. So he's telling me that you got to keep the unit fit. Fit is part of the grooming. You see, it's food, shelter, and grooming. Grooming is part of the fitness program is part of the grooming, and so is taking a shower, so it's looking good and or trying to look good, and it's just for marketability here.
Yeah.
So in other words, the units market themselves in here. They're like mannequins, and then they get dressed by the system. The system dresses the unit certain shirts, certain pants, and give them like individual systems. You know, you become an individual here, which is not a person yet. When you get to the person, is when everything gets messed up in here.
The unit.
You know,
And I
the
kind of
unit
felt
becomes
like
more
that because you
marketable. If
dress.
the unit becomes more marketable, it makes more money, more food, better security or shelter, more products to shower and smell good and all that
And
stuff.
all,
And the
and
bodies
all,
like
yeah.
the
And
bodies love that.
the bodies love it.
Yeah, because they don't like to decay. You don't shower the unit is going to begin to be petrified in here. It's going to become dry. It's going to become like glass, and it's going to start breaking up.
Wait, that's a good question. Carter Film said, are animals part of the program?
Yes, they are. They are our teachers here. We should listen to them. You see, the only problem a human being has right now that keeps him from controlling the planet is that he can't predict earthquakes. You see, once the human being begins to predict earthquakes, catastrophes are not going to happen the way they happen here. An earthquake is going to lead to a tsunami, so you're killing two birds with one in there. What can detect a tsunami before it comes? Animals. What can detect an earthquake before it comes? Animals.
Yeah.
All we can do is we can detect hurricanes before they come, and then we don't even know what they're going to do. But then when we look around and say, where are my chickens? Where are my dogs? Where are my roosters? Already out of here.
Already gone. They already gone.
Exactly, because they know what's going to come.
Hey, Kato said, "What about
So
Kato said, "What about the elements?"
the elements are what runs the show in here. When you're talking about carbon, phosphorus, sulfur, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen, the six elements of, of those six elements create perception in here at impersonal levels, or you could call life. You know, but he said impersonal levels. What happens is that it becomes personified, it becomes personal. Once it becomes personal, it becomes real. Personal means serious here. So if you take something personal, then you make it a real. You want to keep it real and unreal. You don't want to make it real because you're only exercising one side of the frequency.
Oh, that makes sense.
In other words, you're polarizing everything. You're splitting things.
Yin yang.
Yeah, but yin yang is one thing. Like ping pong. There's no ping pong. There's just pong.
You don't ping
But
it and pong it back.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of challenging, you know, because I got to when I come into time and space, I don't use, this unit doesn't live in time, but it uses the other people's time and space in order to come here. Which is weird, you know?
Yeah,
I'm like, wow,
yeah,
how'd that even happen? I don't even question it, but it happens that way. Like right now, I'm using your time to share this information, not the time here, because this doesn't live in any time.
What the hell? Oh no, you be too deep.
I mean, it's like, you know, when a human being can prove to me the solidity of a second, 1 second of time, when you can prove that to me, that it's solid, then, you know, I might sit down and listen to you. But that's never going to happen. And then imagine, you can prove a second is solid of time. Can you prove a minute of time is solid? No. Can you prove an hour of time is solid? No. Can you prove a day is solid? No. But yet, we're all caught inside of it, living lives here that are supposed to be going through time and space. Are you serious?
I felt like we created time and space.
We did in a way, and then we put it inside clocks and calendars.
Yeah.
And now computers.
Yeah, now computers. But we did.
Now we made everything. Everything was going in every single possible way. Now everything is going from one point to another point. It's linear now. Come on, man.
Yeah. Because everything just happening at one time.
Yeah, yeah. but that's all angles coming at the same time,
At the
not
same
just
time.
linear.
Yeah.
Everything is happening at one time. Is non-linear activity. That means that it doesn't need time to exist. But at the same time, it uses its capabilities, its powers to create time to exist inside no time, which is what it's, I mean, give me a break. I mean, history, I mean, a century. Imagine, at 100 years, people here live 100 years, and you can't prove that. Can you? All you can do is take a picture of 100 years, and then that's a specific part of the century. Then you can make video, which will be a longer specific part of the century, unless you make a movie that actually lasts 100 years, and then you can
Impossible.
call that life.
Impossible. People wouldn't even be able to watch it. Only be about two people be able to watch the whole. Nobody would ever be able to
But
watch
but,
that whole
but,
movie
but,
except
but
the
that's
person
but
that's
that's
living.
what's happening in here. People are living inside systems that are intangible, and then they believe they're tangible. You see,
Yeah.
that's becoming sentient in here. You see, it's artificial intelligence by itself. If the bodies were operated by themselves in here without any mechanism inside challenging the authority of the body, which is what the ego does, which is what the mind does, it's the same thing, which is the psychological system, we will be already living at interstellar levels, almost going into galactic levels. Once we get to galactic, we get to the universe. We control the universe. We will be a breakaway civilization operating at 3.5 points of the Cartier scale, which measures civilization by technology, by
Do,
technological advances.
do you think
And
that
then
the
we have everything in here, but be controlling money. Money is being controlled. And why are you controlling something that can be printed by a machine?
do you think that the future is already happening? Like it's always happening? Like or
Every,
it already
everything
happened?
everything is backwards. So the future in the story, the real future is the past.
Is the past because it's building the future.
Exactly. It's potential energy, potential superpositional energy. It's
Yeah.
the energy in superposition. Then to get a position, it goes into a present time. It has to create a present time in order to then create another possibility, which will be what we call here the future, which will be going back to the past again. In other words, the future doesn't exist. The past exists. The future, in reality, is the past. You go to the past, then you make sure you don't make the same mistakes you made apparently before, and then things begin to change and grow in here, which is what evolution and revolution is.
People don't like to talk about evolution because of the Darwin theory.
Well, evolution is growth. Growth.
Yeah.
Something is small, something is big. And then that's change right there, which is revolution. It's the
Yeah.
same thing.
Like it was something else that you were saying that kind of caught my attention about dang, I forgot it. Just forget it. I forgot.
Well, that's good because you are almost at this level, man. I forgot everything already.
I'll be I just laugh at reality now.
Well, the thing is that reality is nothing but illusory activity. That's what reality is. And illusions are nothing but real activity. And in order for an illusion to become real, it has to be believed fully
By the individual.
by the body.
Yeah, the body.
The individual will never know this information. It doesn't even matter if he pretends to know it,
So
because in the absolute reality of things in here, you have never been here once. So,
so
and
okay,
that's the hard, that's the
what
tough message right there.
what actually is consciousness then?
Consciousness is perception at impersonal levels, not personal. Once you put it in personal, then you get to the story of awareness and consciousness, which is the same thing, kind of. Awareness doesn't need consciousness to exist, but consciousness needs awareness to exist. It's hilarious.
Huh?
And that will be in the story.
Thought patterns. What about? That is okay.
And then when you look at animals, it's good that that guy mentioned the animal thing. Look, when you're inside a room and there is a dog with you, there's only one observer.
It's only. Wait, how is that?
There's only one observer,
Which is you?
the body.
The body? Yeah, the body.
The apparent
Oh,
human
that's
body is
cool.
the only one observing. The dog doesn't see you at all. The dog senses you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah,
Same thing with a
senses you.
fly. Same thing with a dragonfly. Same thing with a snake. They don't see anything. You don't see anything neither. The body apparently sees things, and it's not even the body; it's the appearance of a body looking at things and having things look back at it. Nothing sees anything here.
Yeah, Master
Just,
Creator.
just, just, just to clarify, people there that believe they're talking to their dogs and stuff like that, you're not talking. You're talking to yourself.
Yeah, that's what I
That's what
feel
you're
like.
doing.
I feel like when you're talking to anybody, you're talking to yourself. But Master Creator had a question. He said, "Ask Wally if the mushrooms ever told him he lived in the exact same life with multiple different possibilities of beginning and ending, but still being just Wally."
Well, the unit here the unit here is the epicenter of the other simulations. So, and then it works on reverse also. So, right now, you're not just living this life, you're living other lives which are in dreams, and you're not aware of it. Here, there is awareness of them now when I realized that I was in a dream for like 13 months. Then it led me to another dream, and then that I was there for like 3 or 4 years with a family and everything, and I was a paramedic, and I'm going like, so we're living infinite freaking lifetimes, and then we only remember this one. Boy, are we messed up in here.
But
And it's hilarious, yeah. And part of the and most of the lifetimes that you're living are in the dream. So the body has to go to sleep in order for the energy to get out of it and go and continue on those lifetimes. Which most of the time you're gonna forget it immediately unless you are lucid already here. Because
yeah,
the lucidity here became when I became lucid in a dream, and then I came back here and I became lucid here. Then and that was a tough one when I became lucid here because but it came from a dream.
dang, that's why we be so tired.
You're tired most of the time, and I'm glad you said that. Okay, so let's say that you're having a dream that you're being chased by the police, right? And you're running, right? And you're not lucid in the dream. You're not lucid. You think the police is really chasing you in the dream. So the body is going through a trauma here. The body is traumatized because the body reacts to what's happening in the dreams, even if the energy is in another body. Because it's still connected to this body. In order for the subtle body to be activated, the gross body has to go to sleep and go into sleep paralysis. It begins to vibrate. It can't move, and it does it for defensive purposes in here. So it doesn't act out the dreams at all at the level that being acted out there by the other unit, which is the subtle body, right? So the police is chasing you. If you're not lucid in the dream and you wake up over here, all the freaking suffering that you had in that dream that were you were running, you were scared, all that comes to the body in here and makes it age even faster.
Oh wow, and it give
So
those.
becoming lucid in dreams is extremely important, which is what is happening in here. I'm becoming lucid in almost all my dreams. Not
Yeah,
immediately after they begin, but in the middle, 3/4 of the way, or sometimes I'm not lucid, but when I wake up here, I remember the whole dream, 100%, and then like after 5 minutes, I don't remember anything. And then it comes back again and stuff like that because in some of the dreams you go back into it, especially you living there for a long time. You have an established life, established professions, whatever. You go back into those dreams again because there are several dreams in here that I keep going back into. One of the dreams is like in one of the dreams I became lucid and I'm going to an acting school. What we're doing is like in the whole dream we're waiting for the teacher to come and the teacher never comes. I became lucid in that dream, and then I received information from interstellar systems that they told me now the purpose in that life is to tell the others that they're dreaming. And I'm going like, how am I gonna do that? And it was like,
Yeah.
you're gonna begin one by one. You're not gonna gather the whole room because they're gonna kill you in there. They're gonna say you're crazy. The teacher might even show up. Then they're gonna say Wally's talking some crazy stuff. Oh, that's it. You had to discover. You know, so tell me what you're gonna do is that you're gonna go for a smoking break and you're gonna take one of the girls. You're gonna wait till one of the girls gonna go to smoke, and then you're gonna buy a carton of cigarettes or whatever to before you get there because you don't smoke in that dream, but you're gonna pretend you smoke, and then you're gonna get her attention by she's gonna say, "I didn't know you smoke," and it was like, "Oh yeah," and you start the conversation. Then in the middle of the conversation, you're gonna ask them, you're gonna talk to them about dreams, and then you're gonna tell them how does everything look when you're dreaming, and then they're gonna say very real. And it was like, and then I'm gonna say, how does everything look right here? And that's it.
Yeah. Somebody said,
So I'm
Kato,
gonna use the same technique I'm using over here.
yeah, to wake them up in there. It's the same
Exactly. And
thing.
then what happens is that
And
once
it's
we all
wild
wake up in
because
a dream.
if you wake them up in the dream, they're nothing but you because they're a part of your, like, that's the weird part.
No, well, what happens is that you get more abilities in the dream and the dreams become more sophisticated then to the point that you don't want to come back here, which is the problem that I'm having. Every time I'm
And
dreaming,
what's,
every time I'm in a dream, and I know I have to come back here because I'm lucid, I don't want to come back here. And then they keep saying that you need to use the bathroom. You need to go back there. Otherwise, it's going to pee on the bed, and then you know the consequences. And I'm going like, sometimes I sacrifice it,
yeah.
but most of the time, no.
Kato,
I have to come back and,
Kato said, what's the interstellar system?
what the hell is the stellar mean? Stars,
And,
man. Celestial forces.
the
The
star.
stars that you think you're seeing that are inside the body, by the way.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing out there. That's the dreams that you guys are having. That there are things outside of you, of the body. There's nothing outside of the body. Nothing. And I can break this down into levels that you're going to feel like, wow. You see, this is why the world is not ready for this.
Exile, that's what Exile always say. It's all like it's the outside world is the inner world pushed out.
Exactly. And then there is no inner world neither. It's just what happens.
Yeah, just what happens.
Because if you think there is an inner world, then you're going in another loop. So now there's two hamsters in one wheel.
Yeah. Wow. He said,
I
two
mean, the
answers,
information is just, I don't even
one
know. I
wheel.
mean, it's getting worse. And then, there is nothing I can do because there's no me here. So I just got to deal with everything. I'm going, oh my God. So that's a pink elephant crossing the street now. Wow. God damn it.
You don't want to say you see the pink elephant. It's going, everybody going to think you crazy. Everybody going to think
And
you
then
crazy.
all I gotta do to talk to the aliens is go back home. Because they don't even want me to do this in base 3. They want me to go to base 2, make sure everything is safe in there. Base 2 is my apartment in the story. Base 3 is the streets. Base 1 is when the body closes its eyes, then it goes home.
Yeah. And it's out of here.
The energy in the story. The home is another story.
A whole nother
The
story.
interstellar story.
Another person. But I gotta tap out though, Wally. Thanks for giving us this good hour. And anytime you ready, just hit me up and we'll do it again.
All right, man. All right, buddy. Thanks a lot, bro.
All right, thank you. All right.
All right, good night, guys.
All right. Yeah, Wally Soto. Oh my goodness, man. Had your mind like not really racing, but then it just make you look at things so differently. Like it's like what the heck, man? And Kato, just running around telling people that right there, bro, they probably think you done lost it. They say, yeah, you know Kato lost his mind, right? I hate to tell you. You know Kato lost his mind. Because even the thoughts that we believe, it's like this is just what happens. It's almost like, to me, I be feeling like that too. Like everything was already laid out, planned, it already happened. This is just the rewind of time. So it's like, you feel me? It's wild. Yeah, thanks for even, Kato, thanks for being here. Thank everybody for being here. This was a good one. It's always good to have Wally on. You get your mind back. You feel me? Start the car, turn on that key, start the car to the, you feel me? And I said, and it's crazy because this time I said, I'm going to just go live on YouTube. I didn't even like turn on the other TikTok and whatever, Instagram or whatever. I just said I'm gonna just do it on YouTube because I already know how Wally talks. But you feel me? A lot of times I be having a lot of questions, but every time, if you notice, when I throw out questions, it get him off the subject that he's on. Because the question usually comes so much later, and like I don't be wanting to cut him off. It's like I just kind of just want to sit back and just listen. I just be wanting to listen because he will keep going and going and going and going and going and breaking it down, and it's like, whoa, it just be mind blowing. So it's like I don't want to chime in a lot of times and just ask him questions, even though it's cool. So I think next time I'm gonna have to do it to where I let him know, when I chime in, I'm gonna be asking a question. So not to cut you off, but or let him know just the straight Q&As or something. I don't know, cause yeah, we gonna build. I'm gonna invest in you in the near future. Yeah, man. Yeah, we can collab. I'll be ready to collab with anybody. It don't cost nothing. You be like, man, come through, chop it up, come through, answer some questions. I'm gonna slide through every time, cause that's one thing that I say about other creators or content creators or whatever it is you doing. Like, I don't mind chiming in with you. You feel me? I don't mind, even sharing your channel on the channel. Like, it don't cost anything, man. We all in this together. You feel me? Until the end, until the wheels fall off. Until the wheels fall off. But everybody always asking about Wally. But I got to get on schedule with Wally because I know Wally works at night. And then he sleep through the day. Yeah, no, yeah, Wally, yeah. Yeah, we do, but I gotta be able to make it better though, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. I gotta be able to make it better to well, no, shit, man. The way I do things, it be just uncut and just straightforward. Like I don't, every time I do like a planned out video, to me, it just don't work for me because I don't know why, unless somebody putting it together for me. Like, it don't work for me. I like to be live and lit. So I ain't, everything is coming from here. Everything is coming from the ether. You feel me? I don't try to plan it or nothing like that, bro. I just come in and just let it go because it's already saying everything already. I feel like, like anything that we feel like we want to know or we can look it up and there's somebody there to talk about it, man. Nah, Wally ain't got YouTube. Wally ain't got YouTube. That's why he always over here. He don't have a channel. He don't have a channel, but I need to start. See, I wanted him to get deep, man. I wanted him, Carter Films, I wanted him to get deep into explaining the thing that he was telling me about how women run things, because the way he broke it down to me, it was so smooth. Like, I could see it so clearly. It was like, oh my God. I was like, dang. And then certain things started coming up. Like, even if you think about when they make the first story of Adam and Eve, you feel me? When Eve ate the fruit, she gave some to Adam. And like, knowing that Adam, he already knew the rules. And what did he do? He took a bite. You feel me? Because she run shit. Adam ain't running nothing. Your man ain't running nothing. We think men run anything. No, we're not. Women is running shit. You feel me? That's the reason why we go get the big change, the rims on the car, try to have a lot of money, and try to do all these things in order to get her. that one, the one, remember Master Creator when we was off the shoots, the one that you said that was beautiful, that was the one for you. You feel me? We all did it. We all did something in order to catch that one for her. And then it's like, man, it's just trippy, man. I said, dang, Wally, you was kind of deep. And he like, don't talk about it, but it's like, what you mean? Like, that's deep, bro. Like, to even look at, because you look at certain presidents, I think it was Roosevelt. It was one of them presidents that had a messed up disease or something, and like his wife was running the country. He wasn't even running anything. And then every dude that we see that's in the limelight or was in the limelight, it was a like Barack, whoever, it was a female behind him. You feel me? And that woman is the thing that kept you from doing the shit that you be doing. You know, the stuff we be doing as men. It was her that said, that ain't cool. That ain't cool. Don't do that. I don't like when you do that. You can't. It's like, bro, it just blew my mind. It's like, okay, I see it clearly. Tony told us this world is cursed, is ours. And the Bible told us every girl was sour. Don't play in her garden, and don't smell her flower. Yeah, leave her alone because this and that. But that shit didn't make that happen. You feel me? It didn't make that happen. We drawn the women. You like even when you look at the animals. Like when you look at the animals, like the different birds and stuff that put on all these dance moves for the female, or you know they let off certain pheromones, or they fight each other over the females. Even whales do it. A lot of the animals, a lot of the insects, this is something that they just do. You feel me? In order for the female. Let's see, said Lil Wayne lyrics, man. Okay, yeah, that's who that was. Lil Wayne lyrics, but no, it's just trippy, bro. And then, you know, just listening to him and some of the things he was saying, and you know, get to talking about that interstellar talk. Like, you over here, you over there, you feel me? And a lot of us already know, we can see the different realities that we live in at one time. Like, it's like one time, but this one right here, it seems like we just in this one. But if you pay attention to it, we living in all of them at one time. We just choosing what aspects of each one we want to live in, or which aspects we want to be as we going. We take bits and pieces, fractals of this one and that one in order to make this one right here. And you know, it's fascinating. I got so many. Like Mike Lowry. Mike Lowry. Man, Mike Lowry got married in the last one. So Kato, get ready to be putting that ring on her finger type shit. But nah. On that note, though, I'm about to tap out, y'all. You feel me? I gotta go to work tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to tap in the morning. But if I can't, you know, just believe this: I'm gonna be tapping in every day until YouTube give me my rights back. I'm gonna tap in like every day, bro. No, like it's something popping every day.